Everybody is talking about the way you're feeling. Are you having doubts? Dancing longer as the nights grow cold. For love to last, it takes heart and soul. Now trouble with emotions, know what to say. Seconds turn to hours, hours turn to days.
Good evening, right?
Tears on a pillow, and my heart is filled with pain. For love is starting over, will never be the same. Now I'm all alone with a broken heart. Give you everything right from the start. Heart and soul. Girl, you need to know how you tore my world apart. Didn't give enough heart and soul. And staring out your window as the rain turns to snow, like a rose in the water, hasn't let grow. Like seasons always changing, we couldn't stand the test of time. Like a rubber dot visa, made you change your mind. Now I'm on the with a broken heart. Give you everything right from the start.
Hey, Lucia.
How you tore my world apart. Didn't give enough heart and soul. Right from the start, didn't even know. So you tore my world apart. Didn't get enough heart and soul. No, didn't get enough heart and soul.
Well, I'm here. I just haven't opened up my camera, but I am here. Welcome aboard. I wasn't going to do a show tonight because I just got done working. Just got done a few moments ago. But I said, what the hell? Why not? So, hold on. Let me fix the camera here. Oh, there I am. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. Yes, I am a black-pilled person in training. Black-pilled man in training. Thanks to Boogie Mumper and Mersh and a few other shows. You start to realize Well, just fixing everything up because I just got done working, so I don't have everything ready. But when you put a guy up like this, you got to realize that the shit's going downhill in a hurry. Because look at this complete and utter boob they have running for. And actually, I'm going to be honest, I feel bad for this guy because I wouldn't personally, if this was my grandfather or father, I wouldn't do this to him. This is almost embarrassing at this point, what they're doing to Uncle Joe. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. You know, I know most people hate Joe Biden. They don't want Joe Biden. Hey, I lived in Delaware for about 11 years. Most people in Delaware thought he was a joke, but Wilmington, Delaware has a massive Democrat black vote at the time that I lived there. So that's why he won almost every time. Joe Biden was going to be a senator no matter what because black people just voted for him. Didn't matter he was a racist. He had a D next to his name. Now, at some point, if you're human, you've got to feel bad for this guy. This is terrible. This is absolutely horrible. Why would you put this guy? If this was my father, I'd be pissed off right now going, what the fuck are you guys doing to him? Why are you putting him on? Why do you have him running for president? He doesn't know what planet he's on at this point. Here he is speaking to a black reporter, which makes this even worse. Imagine if anybody with an R next to their name had done what Joe Biden did in this interview. And most of you have probably seen it. But here he is speaking to Errol Barnett, Joe Biden. Now remember, let's add some extra context to this video. If you, excuse me, I have a sore throat. Allergies are killing me. One day I worked out in the rain all day. It was freezing. And then it's back to 90 degrees again. So everything's popping here. I live in farmland, so all the corn and everything else are growing is going crazy right now. So the bad sore throat. But without further ado, I was putting context. I lost my place. Oh, just call me Joe. Hey, Sandra Jones. Make sure you follow Coffee Talk with Sandra. Last night she had a great show of which I fell asleep in about an hour into it with Kimmy Weiss Censored, affectionately known as Electrolux, on the Speakeasy Saturday nights at 9 o'clock. Yeah, we're talking about Joe, and I remember. See, I'm older, but I do remember. I remember a time when Joe said he was getting a cognitive test all the time. Does anybody remember the interview Joe did where he said he was getting a cognitive test all the time? This guy doesn't know what planet he's on, and his handlers are really messing this up. Because here's Joe Biden telling you the exact opposite of what he said just a few short weeks ago.
Have you taken a cognitive
No,
test?
I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take?
Washington Post, are you keeping track of the lies? Just wondering. Washington Post. You know, documented lies. I think Joe Biden's had a few, but we can add this as a whopper of a lie because just a few short weeks ago, he said he was getting cognitive tests all the time. So which is it, Joe? Were you getting cognitive tests or were you not? This is it. I honestly feel bad for this guy. because I wouldn't put my father or grandfather in this position. And if it was my uncle, I'd be telling my relatives, what the fuck are you doing to this guy? Why are you doing this to him? This is embarrassing.
Take a test. Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump?
He just asked the black reporter, come on, man, are you junkie? Holy shit. Come on, man, are you junkie? This guy is just, he's not all there. Come on. This is so embarrassing. This guy is lost. And here is the sad part. You go on Twitter, the left is saying, but it's better than Trump. Now, here's the problem I have with that. The problem I have with that is just a few short months ago, in fact, for the last maybe 2 years, does anybody recall the Democrats calling for the use of the 25th Amendment to get rid of Trump because he's not all there in the head? Right? Remember? Donald Trump's not all there in the head. We got to use the 25th Amendment and get rid of him. The same people on Twitter that are saying Joe Biden's the guy, I don't care if he's impaired and his brain isn't functioning properly. We'll take him over Trump. Wow. Wow. They're fine with this guy who is obviously having problems. And I think anybody with half a brain cell is starting to realize, yeah, this guy, there's something wrong with him. But the defense now is, well, he's better than Trump. A guy who can't even articulate anything in a coherent sentence, which you'll see in a few short moments. We'll keep playing it.
Trump, who brags about his test and makes your mental state an issue for voters.
Well, if he can't figure out the difference between an elephant and a lion, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Did you watch that? Look, come on, man. I know you're trying to goad me, but I mean, I'm so forward looking to have an.
I'm so forward looking to having. Come on, man. I'm so forward looking to having a. What the hell does that even mean?
An opportunity to sit with the president or stand with the president in debates. There can be plenty of time.
He's slurring his words a little bit too.
And by the way, as I joke with him,
By the way, as I joke with him, see, he doesn't know where the hell he is right now. It's embarrassing. I actually feel bad for him.
I shouldn't say it. I'm going to say something I probably shouldn't say. Anyway, I am very willing to let the American.
That's a tell right there. They've coached him over and over to say that phrase. No, I'm going to stop right there. I'll say something I probably shouldn't say. That's been coached. That's been coached hardcore on this guy. To, if you lose your place, use this. And they pound it. They probably run a tape over and over all night long while he's sleeping to say this same phrase, because this is not the first time he's used that particular phrase. Now I'm going to stop right there because, I'll probably say something I shouldn't say. He's been coached. That's been drilled into him. If you get lost, say this. John R., an elephant versus a lion. See, the problem is Trump actually took the test. Biden said he's tested all the time a few short weeks ago, but now he's saying,
what
no,
the
man.
hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Thank you for the diamond, Coffee Talk with Sandra. Make sure you follow Coffee Talk with Sandra. She'll be on, I'm sure, tonight with another interesting guest. So, which is it? Did you take the test? Do you take the tests all the time? But now he's never taken a test. I mean, this guy is in charge, running to be in charge of nuclear weapons, remember? This is what the Democrats did. They said, the 25th Amendment, Trump can't be trusted with the nuclear button. But they're putting up a guy who can't remember if he took a cognitive test. First he takes them all the time, and now No, man. Are you junkie? I mean, I honestly feel sorry for this guy. They're just throwing up a body at this point.
In public, judge my physical and mental physical.
Oh, God. He can't even. Well, no, the other excuse I've seen on Twitter is Joe Biden's always had a stuttering problem. And that's why he does this, because he's stuttering.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Coffee Talk with Sandra with the diamond. Thank you. He is a weirdo who hates anyone not white. I mean, seriously? Now we're going to go back to Joe Biden didn't stutter for 8 years with Obama, did he? I don't recall that. I recall nobody messes with Joe as he handled the stimulus money that disappeared, the shovel-ready jobs that were not there, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. What are you, junkie? We'll play this part again.
Judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fit.
He had to close his eyes to think about it. Exactly, John R. Wait a minute. He was a rock star when he ran with Obama. He was, fine when in the 90s. He didn't have a stuttering problem, but they're bringing that back as an excuse. Do you want that either? It's not even Vladimir Putin because Russia isn't even really the enemy. Hey, sorry, phone. President G. Do you want this guy dealing with China? If his stuttering problem has come back. Geez, he didn't have it for how many years? You got to hear his thoughts on China. I don't even know what the fuck he was saying. I have no clue.
Fitness.
This guy is an absolute abject mess.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
My physical as well as my mental fit.
Thank you, Becca, for the diamond. Biden is a racist. You ain't black. He's always been that way. Everybody in Delaware knew it, but the black people in Delaware overwhelmingly voted for him because of the letter next to his name. As long as it said D, they voted that way. It's sad, but that's
Do
the
I look
absolute
like I
truth.
know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
There you go, Regina. There's your picture of a hot dog. Oh, here's more good news. If you didn't need another reason not to vote for Joe Biden, beside the fact that he's mentally incapable of being president, makes sense. Joe Biden and the Democrat Party has endorsed progressive communist ideas that have ruined every country that has tried it, resulting in 100 million people being murdered. The Revolutionary Communist Party endorses Joe Biden. No surprise, because Bernie and AOC are writing the platform. You can tell. $2 trillion invested in new green energy. Geez, where did I hear that before? I think the last president tried to run a new Green Deal for 8 years that failed miserably. And again, I say Russia.
China will respond is when we gather the rest.
You know, Russia isn't the problem. It is China, obviously. I mean, Russia is basically a nobody. They don't have the economy to fight with the United States. I mean, come on. It's China. How many people know that China basically owns the Panama Canal now? Yes, they do. Remember, Obama gave back the Panama Canal to Panama, who has no money. No money to maintain it, run it properly. Guess who swooped in and took charge of the Panama Canal with money? That's right. China! Why do you think they did that? China's hell-bent on world domination. Hell, they're massing forces on the border with Taiwan. We do a lot of trade with Taiwan. Who the hell knows what China has set up down in Panama? Nobody knows. I'm sure our military knows, but they're not saying a word. Didn't know that, right, Becca? Wow. Chinese swooped in and took over the Panama Canal with money. Come on. Why would you hand back the Panama Canal to a country that can't even fulfill basic needs? Why didn't Obama just tell Panama, you didn't build that? Somebody else made that happen. He was warned not to give that back to Panama, and he did. And guess what? China is now in charge. Here's more of Uncle Joe. This is bad. Okay, this is how Joe Biden will deal with China. And if you can figure it out, I will give you all the lemons in the chest, because I have no clue what he fucking said. I don't have a clue. I've listened to it several times. I have no idea what he's talking about.
The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that, in fact, believes in free in open trade and make.
Okay, that's the first part. Did anybody know what he's talking about right there? Anybody? Hands up, anybody? Hello? I have no clue where he's going. It sounds like gibberish. This is embarrassing. How could you put this guy up there? I don't think he won. And correct me if I'm wrong out there, but I don't think he won a single Democratic debate. I don't think he won a single Democratic debate. Becca, translation. Blocknick, blah. I thought he said invade. We'll rewind it. We'll do a rewind here.
The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that in fact invades and
I think it sounded like invade. I don't know what he was trying to say. Back it up a little bit again. It sounded like invade.
Invasion and free and fact invasion and free fact invasion and free in fact invasion.
I don't know. Maybe he's got a dictionary that I don't have, but I don't know what the hell he was saying right there. I think he just blurted out gibberish. But wait a minute. Joe Biden stutters. He stutters. He's got a stuttering problem. He's always had a stuttering problem. Joe Biden, he has a stuttering problem. That's not stuttering. That's gibberish. Stutterers don't put out gibberish. You can hear them try to get a word out, but those aren't words. That's just slurring garbage that he's spewing. Trump, I mean, China, rest of the world, blah, 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 blah. Go on Twitter. Go look at some of these posts about Joe Biden's cognitive ability, and you will actually see people say, but he stuttered, but he's better than the orange guy in the White House. You same tards were talking about the 25th Amendment not just 6 months ago. We can get rid of President Trump with the 25th Amendment because he's unstable. Yeah, exactly. If the president has a stuttering problem, can you imagine it? Hey, President... Like the guy on My Cousin Vinny, the attorney. How quickly did he drop that attorney when he was going, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Remember that? Oh, he's going to negotiate trade with China. It would be 4 years before that meeting was over, because they're gonna, the Chinese are gonna say, "Oh, I don't understand what he say. What he say? I don't get. Invade us."
And free and in open trade, and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO.
What does the World Health Organization have to do with trade? Just wondering. Is it me, or do they not have anything to do with trade? Why would the World Health Organization be involved with the rest of the world and talking about trade with China? Oh my God, what a fucking nightmare. let's hear that again. I'm lost at how we got to the World Health Organization.
That the world that we deal with in open trade, and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO.
Why? I don't get that. We're talking about trade, the rest of the world. We got to deal with China. You had 8 years, bub. Where were you? You were a senator when China took over everything as far as manufacturing. That's on you, bub. Where you been 47 years? I think you were enriching your junkie son. Yeah, setting up Hunter, the junkie. Sounds like a loose wire short circuit. Oh.
That the world that we deal with WHO the right way. That in fact, that's when things began to change.
Wait a minute. So if we deal with the World Health Organization the right way, trade with China will change. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Now again, I will say, I feel bad for this man. Because why the hell would you do this to him? He can't do a simple interview. That's why I don't care what Jill Biden, his elder abuse wife, says. And that's what she's doing right now. This is elder abuse. You don't put this guy up here. It's embarrassing. I don't care what Joe Biden said on Fox News. This guy will not debate Donald Trump. He thinks in his mind that it's still 1982 and he's going to debate Donald Trump. I've seen people with onset dementia. I've seen them full-blown dementia. He's got something wrong. Yes, exactly, Becca. Elder abuse. This is elder abuse. How can you do this, man? I actually feel bad for Joe. Now I know everybody talks about the pedophilia thing, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. And I've seen people on Twitter doing this. Oh, Joe's a pedophile. Again, stop. People have to stop doing that until there's actual evidence of a crime. Because I don't like it, and I didn't like it, and a lot of people didn't like it when Brett Kavanaugh was accused of rape without evidence. And you still see that from the left today. Brett Kavanaugh's a rapist. Really? When was he convicted? But he still is. I believe her. See, you know, I know Joe Biden's creepy as fuck. What he does around kids is on camera is just weird. You don't touch little kids like that. But until he's convicted of pedophilia, you gotta let it go. This guy's nuts anyway. Even if he did do something, I don't think he'd ever remember it. He'd deny it and actually believe he didn't do something because he can't remember. We'll back it up a little bit. I still don't understand what the WHO has to do with world trade. But maybe toward the end he can explain it to us.
And making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO the right way. That in fact, that's when things began to change. That's when China's behavior is going to change. The way Trump.
I'm going to run the whole thing through for you, so because I did interrupt it quite a bit. Hillary has Parkinson's. There's something wrong with her, too. There's definitely something wrong with her, JF. I'm going to run the whole thing through here and tell me if anybody understood what the hell he was saying.
The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that in fact believes in free in open trade and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO the right way. That in fact that's when things begin to change. That's when China's behavior is going to change.
He's not okay. And it did sound like invade China.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Thank you for the follow, JF. And it did sound like, to me, that he said, when we invade China. I think... Hey, Evil Ian. I think he did say invade China. We'll run it through one more time, and if anybody out there can tell me what the hell he was saying, please post it. Please put it in the chat.
The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that in fact believes in open trade and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO the right way. That in fact that's when things begin to change. That's when China's behavior is going to change.
So gather the whole world, the World Health Organization, which has nothing to do with trade, to straighten out China. And here we go with this. We're going to gather the entire world. I think we've heard that for 8 years. You know, if we work together with all the other countries, things will get better, but they never did. You think he meant to say engage? He could be. It sounded like invade. We're going to invade, engage. I don't know what the hell he was saying. This is, I honestly, and people might get mad at me, but I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for him. This is getting to the point of seeing your relative up on TV. I mean, I would, if that was my relative, I'd be like, what in the hell is Jill doing? Why is she doing this to them? It's embarrassing. Becca still can't translate. I'm still trying to put in the WHO, the World Health Organization, into this mix, because I'm not sure what the World Health Organization has to do with trade with China. I'm hoping somebody... See, here is... Excuse me. Here is our biggest problem, our media. Why didn't this lazy asshole of a reporter ask him any follow-up questions? Anybody else running for office would have been hammered on this. First off, Vice President Biden, I just want to understand what the World Health Organization has to do with trade with China. When we invade China, oh Lord, when we invade JF, sorry. When we invade China, trade will change. Oh, trade will change. You invade us, we got 1 billion Chinese that will wipe you out. You know, an honest reporter would have said, this is why, and I'm no fan of Chris Wallace. I think he treats each interview differently. He may claim all he wants and cry all he wants is I'm tough on everybody bullshit. He doesn't interrupt. He doesn't ask follow-up questions of certain politicians. That's just the way it is with him. But Joe wouldn't even go on an interview with him. Instead, he sends his wife. Is that the guy you want standing up to China? President Biden, we need to talk to you. I made you. I'll send Jill. Do you want that? Do you want a president that sends his wife instead of himself because he's not all there? The media is so bad, so terribly in the tank. And don't get me wrong, I think both sides suck. Just one side sucks a lot more than the other, and that's the Democrat side. We've had our share of loser Republicans. Just too many loser Republicans, one after another. They say one thing, they do the opposite. As long as they can get back to Washington, that's all they give a shit about. I agree, JF. It's all staged. Both parties work together. The worst words you could ever hear is bipartisan. We're working on a bipartisan solution. Meaning, we're working to enrich ourselves and fuck all of you over. We're going to work on the best system so you don't notice it right away. But eventually, you're going to be screwed. But we'll all be rich. And we're good. The founders, and if you can look this up, the founders were arguing back and forth about the size of Congress. The anti-federalists, I almost did a Joe Biden there, wanted more than, I think, 4,000, up to 4,000 congressmen for a reason. They didn't want Congress to do anything. They wanted them fighting and not pass any bills. That's what a lot of the founders fought for that. We don't need bills passed. We don't need laws passed. We don't need a big bloated federal government. If the founders had their way, we'd have 4,565 congressmen right now that couldn't pass anything. Don't you wish at this point that they weren't able to pass anything? Would we even be to this point if Congress had 4,000 congressmen and women? Excuse me. I don't want to get hammered on that. There's congresswomen too. Think about that. Go back and look at the arguments when they wrote the Constitution. There was a huge fight over that. They knew that if you didn't have anything passed, the federal government couldn't grow the way it grew. Because you're going to have a whole group of people fighting each other constantly. And not enough votes to pass anything. I would say so, Becca. Now, when I was in the Tea Party, I took the world's smallest political quiz. Look it up online. Take the world's smallest political quiz. You'll be surprised that people who thought they were Democrats were never Democrats. You'd be surprised. I took it when I first got in the Tea Party, started a Tea Party group. And I was very close to being black pilled then. In case you didn't know it, the black pill is libertarian. Very close. I think what kind of threw me over the edge after the Tea Party was the way the Republican rhinos screwed over the Tea Party. That's what happened. They bought it out. Lock, stock, and barrel. That's why it's gone. And I've talked to people that were in my Tea Party group, and they're like, I'm laying low. I'm gonna vote for, the candidates the way we've always talked about, but I'm laying low. I'm not saying anything anymore because we got screwed over. The Republican Party took over the Tea Party with money. And of course, the Tea Party sold out. The leaders, so-called leaders, sold out. And that's how we ended up with Mitt Romney, which nobody in the Tea Party liked. How's that happen? And we're told to support him. So there you go. I'm no big fan of everything that Trump does. I'm not in his corner on everything. I think the vaping thing pissed me off. Number one, the government should stay the hell out of people's personal business. You want to vape? Have at it. You want to smoke cigarettes? Have at it. Don't disguise everything with, we're saving your life. Just to steal something from Boogie Bumper. We're saving lives. I'm sick of hearing that. And you've got all these special interest groups that never go away. They get what they want, but they continue to expand and infringe on your freedoms. All in the name of saving lives, just like right now with the COVID. You've got to follow the rules because we're saving lives. We're going to take your liberty every day and you're going to accept it. Because don't you care about other people? If I hear that one more time, you don't care about others. You're selfish. Why? Because I want to be free? I don't want to be locked up in my house, told I can't go somewhere, told I can't do something because the government is saving lives. Yet these same government officials that are censoring your liberties and freedom every day are doing whatever the hell they want to do. Look at the John Lewis funeral. You couldn't have a funeral for your grandmother, but they can have a funeral for some guy who hasn't done anything in 40-something years. And a massive wake, and they can do what they want, but your relative dies, fuck you. This is in the interest of public safety. Public safety comes first, unless it's us. And I agree with Boogie Bumper on this. We got rid of monarchs in 1776, only to gain more than one monarch. We've got multiple monarchs, and they're all in D.C. and in your capitals of your cities, of your states. Ooh, I just did a Joe Biden. City states. We're going to invade them. Good point, Becca. And you know what? We might as well bring that right up now. See, they don't have to follow the rules that they created for you. Isn't it a monarchy now? Don't we have a multitude of monarchs that we are beholden to? Guess what? We do. We have a whole lot of monarchs now. Washington, D.C. must follow the rules. They're basically on lockdown. You must wear a mask unless you're a politician. The people that work for us do not have to follow the rules, but we have to follow the rules. They're monarchs. Everybody's going, okay. Now, I've said before, I don't want to see my suppliers, and there's a few of them that are small businesses. What they're doing in New York is they're pulling their business licenses if you don't follow their rules. So I don't want a guy that I do business with and buy parts from and buy materials from to lose his business license, because in New York it's going to be horrific to even try to get it back with this governor, this monarch we have. It's amazing. My Twitter handle on my personal account is Restore the Republic, because the Republic is gone right now. There is no Republic. The people do not run the politicians. The politicians and unelected bureaucrats are running us. The health department is in charge now. Andrew Cuomo in New York State has unlimited power to do whatever he wants to us. The mayor of New York City, check this out. Becca brought this up. Let's back this up a little bit. New York City to set up checkpoints to enforce quarantine order. U.S. daily coronavirus cases rise after dipping below 50,000 for 2 straight days. They are literally setting up. What is this? Escape me from New York? Or is it the Berlin Wall? Remember East and West Berlin? They had checkpoints. Hello, citizen. Show us your papers. You must show us your papers. New York City now has the NYPD at every tunnel and bridge into New York City, checking your papers. We must see your papers. You're not allowed into New York City unless you show us your papers. And then, if you are not from New York State, we will lock you up in Gulag for 2 weeks, 14 days, mandatory quarantine. Are you freaking kidding me? Yes. 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 Checkpoints will be set up at bridges and tunnels leading into New York City. Hey, you
subscribed. Does it feel good?
Oh, Coffee Talk with Sandra. Finally subscribed. Thank you, Coffee Talk with Sandra. To enforce a quarantine order for people coming from states with high rates of COVID-19. Mayor Bill de Blasio said Wednesday. So guess what? We've given unlimited powers to mayors and governors. We've traded a republic for a group of monarchs. How does the mayor under the U.S.
What the hell
Constitution...
kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Thank you for the Diamond Coffee Talk with Sandra. Oh my God, I'm sorry. It's okay. You know, this is why we're not a republic, because a guy in New York City, the mayor of New York City, is usurping the Constitution at will, and nobody stops him. Checkpoints to go into an American city. I'm blown away. We actually have checkpoints in an American city. Who made Bill de Blasio the monarch of New York City? Who made Andrew Cuomo, or affectionately known as Killer Cuomo, because he murdered 6,500 plus people in nursing homes? He can deny it all he wants and blame everybody else, but yeah, he wrote the executive order. He should be in jail for what he did against CDC guidelines. I don't care if it was your grandmother in a nursing home that died because of COVID, didn't have it until Killer Cuomo sent a bunch of COVID patients to a nursing home and your grandmother died, and then to really kick you in the ass, you can't go to grandma's funeral. But if it's a politician or one of our monarchs drops dead, or a guy resisting arrest dies, we can have a massive funeral. You lemmings just listen to us and follow the rules. I don't have the article, but Mayor Garcetti in L.A., Monarch, I should say, King Garcetti in L.A., if you gather for a party, guess what? We'll shut off your power and water. Are you kidding me? Is America fed up with this yet? Or are we still having a bunch of Karens running around saying, it's okay. If they shut off your power and water, you deserve it. Because you're selfish and you don't care about other people. They're saving lives. Seriously? I'll just put this picture up for you. What do you think of that? This is okay.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Too many Karens. Fucking retards. Thank you, Coffee Talk with Sandra. This is okay. Going to your grandparents' funeral is not okay. Okay, so I got into an argument with a Twitter tard from the left. But protesting that's our First Amendment right. Oh, so you wrap yourself around the Constitution when it's this crap, right? And by the way, it's not protesting. It's mostly rioting and destruction. So this is okay. Your relative, your grandmother, your uncle, your grandfather, your father or mother die in a nursing home alone, and you are not afforded a funeral. But this is allowed. So my argument to the leftist on Twitter was, so the virus doesn't spread at a protest of 100,000 people, but it spreads at a funeral with 50 people. The Constitution says in the First Amendment, it doesn't say you have a right to protest at 100,000 people, but no right to a funeral of 50 people. It says the right to peaceably assemble, comma. The right to peaceably assemble. So they've taken your rights away, but not your right to riot. Should piss everybody off because I'm getting sick of it. And a lot of my customers are getting sick of it too. They're watching this crap, yet they had to see their friends die without a funeral. I have a lot of older customers, and a lot of them had friends in nursing homes in New York State. And a lot of them did not have funerals, no final goodbyes, nothing. But the First Amendment allows me to gather in a protest. But they're not saving lives, right? They're not saving lives. They don't care about others. They're selfish. Can't have it both ways, assholes. But we're doing the right thing. It's social justice. Social justice is more important. Tell that to the 86-year-old gentleman I know who had to bury his wife by himself with nobody there. Nobody was allowed to be there. That was in March. But aren't these people selfish? Don't these people not care about others and saving lives? See them all? 100,000. That's not contributing to the spread. What the frig? Am I living on another planet? This guy's a friend of mine. 86 years old. His wife died of cancer. He couldn't have a funeral because that would, contribute to the spread. And he wasn't going to have 100,000 people at the funeral. But we keep being told that the protests are not spreading the virus because they're all wearing masks. But are they social distancing like we have to in the grocery store where we have to look like trained rats stepping on a circle saying 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet, but they don't have to, right? I think people need to, and I think they are, to be honest with you, starting to see the hypocrisy of the whole damn thing now. It's gotten ridiculous. You're setting up checkpoints. Oh, here's the tweet. Protests are protected by the First Amendment. But having a funeral for your loved one, you don't want to spread the virus, right? You don't want to spread the virus. So apparently, protests are protected by the First Amendment. The right to peaceably assemble, is also protected by the First Amendment. So they're trampling all over this. Tell this to the authors of the Constitution. I don't make the rules. These people are freaking lemmings. I just told you I don't make the rules. So 100,000 assholes rioting or whatever the hell they're doing can gather, but you can't have 50 people at a funeral. And this moron says, I don't make the rules. Go talk to the people that make the rules. This is why I say, and I know people are going to disagree with me, but the Republic is over right now. We need a freaking miracle to turn this ship around and right it. Meanwhile, people are being forced to keep their businesses closed, like bowling alleys. We've got a couple bowling alleys left. We used to have a dozen of them. Almost all of them are gone. There's 3 or 4 left in the area in my county. They're not allowed to open. It's been since March they've been shut down. How the hell can you have a business shut down for 6, 7, 8, whenever our king of a governor decides to allow them to open? Who the hell made him a monarch in charge of saying, oh, you can open, you can't open, you can open, you can't open, you can open with very strict rules. You must follow our very strict rules. Who? I didn't vote for that. Did you? Did you vote for a governor to have the power to shut your business down and decide when you can open it again? Here's my take. The virus thing at the very beginning, they should have said, listen, if you're immune compromised in a nursing home, we're going to lock down all of the nursing homes. We're going to lock down all the people who are immune compromised should stay home. Everybody else go to fucking work and live your life like you normally do. You get sick, don't race to the hospital unless you get worse. This thing would have been over with. Yes, maybe the nursing homes and the immune compromised may still be in lockdown, but the rest of us would be going to the gyms that are closed, the bowling alleys that are closed. Now it's become a sport for the politicians to wield their power that they've gained without impunity. They have power without impunity now. They can do whatever they want to us nonstop, and we just have to say, okay. Yes, at this point, it's obviously political. You can tell by the states that are doing what they're doing, but there are some Republican states that are assholes too. Not too many of them, but it's mostly the big liberal cities. New York City is still shut down. How could a New York City, the size of New York City, still be shut down and have no commerce? And then the jackass, de Blasio, says, I'm going to lay everybody off unless you give me money, federal government. What? Give me money or I'm going to lay everybody off. And more people are going to be pained by my monarchy. I don't know. I think, and don't get me wrong, I've been ticked at Trump a couple of times. I will still vote Republican and Trump because the options are pretty damn slim, to be honest with you. Trump makes mistakes. He's not a god. He's not Jesus, the second coming of Jesus, obviously. I don't think Jesus slept with any porn stars. Kudos to him. Hey, he was rich, single, or whatever. I don't know how I would act. Probably like a total retard if I was single and rich like he is. Most of us probably would too. Do stupid things. He's not always right. But he at least tries to have our interest at heart. He at least is saying, we got to manufacture here again. What's Joe saying? Is Joe saying that we're going to manufacture here again? No, he's saying we're going to deal with China. Or invade them. I'm not really sure. Trump's not perfect. If he was perfect, he'd be God, and he's not God. So there's that, it's reality. He makes mistakes. At least when we call him out on his mistakes, he reverses course. That's better than what we've had for the last 30 years. When you call out a president on their mistake, they just go, I'm saving lives. Presidents make mistakes. Trump's made some mistakes. Not everything is 5D chess, but he at least is trying to implement his campaign promises, of which I think he's done more than he promised, except for the wall. But it is what it is. He got 300 miles of wall built. That's 300 more miles than we had before. Congress obviously didn't help. He had some things working against him. But at least he's trying to bring back manufacturing. I'll give him credit on a lot of things. Bringing back manufacturing is huge. I've been saying that for decades. That's the reason why I started a Tea Party group. Because I saw all these empty factories in the Mohawk Valley in upstate New York. We got a shitload of empty factories that are falling to the ground. I remember when I was a kid, everybody's parents worked, everybody's father worked at the factory. Your mother didn't have to work because your father had a good paying job at a factory. So the kids had a parent home all the time. The parent knew what you were doing. The parents paid attention to what was going on. You had more family time because the factory jobs, almost all of them in Utica, were 9 to 5. So your father was home at 5 o'clock, 5:15 the latest. And you saw your parents, both of them. And they knew what you were doing. They knew what you were up to. What's wrong with that? I think Trump was actually trying to get back to some of that. Now they go, but he wants women, to live like in the 50s. I think I hear a lot of women going with kids going, I wish I could spend more time at home with my kids. You want to be, you hear that all the time. I hear it. I wish both of us didn't have to work. I wish one parent was home with our kids. When I lived in Delaware for 12 years, I worked for a couple of people that the kids never saw their father. They had a nanny. Both parents worked. They never even saw their kids, but on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. How sad is that? You know what I say to that? There's the next Dylan Klebold, right? Because the parents have no clue what the hell's going on with their kid. I have no problem with women working, but I think America needs to get back to, you got to have one parent at home. You can't have your kids being watched by a nanny. Or remember the old phrase back in the day, the latchkey kids? They had their house key around their neck. Exactly. Erosion of the nuclear family. And that happened. Why? Because we lost all of our manufacturing. Think about it. When the manufacturing left, all the good jobs left. So now you have to take a crap job with low wages. Your wife has to work in order to pay the rent. You bring back I think Trump is trying to bring back the factories and manufacturing to bring back decent to well-paying jobs so that we have to stop having both parents work all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not making women go back to the 50s and, your husband could just slap you around. I never saw my father slap my mother around. In fact, in our neighborhood, all the mothers knew what the hell we were doing, and you couldn't get away with shit when you were a kid. They all knew what was going on, and they all ratted you out, which is probably the best thing that ever happened to us. Let's take a little break. We'll try to do some fun stuff. I got a bad sore throat from these allergies, but we're going to try to ran through some other stuff. I'll try to find something funny during the break. We'll catch you in a few minutes. Enjoy some ads of some great scopers, including Coffee Talk with Sandra, Russ 4433 or Iceman 4433. Check out these ads. We'll be back in 5.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later. Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
Idiot boogie bumper. Idiot boogie bumper. Idiot boogie bumper. Idiot boogie bumper. Idiot boogie bumper.
He's really giving that one a workout. Come on.
DLive.tv/JJ Stoner. And we love JJ here on the show.
It's the JJ Stoner Spring Collection, the perfect attire for any and every occasion you can think of this season. Like we were in the mosh pit full of sweat and everyone's slapping, hitting, and pulling on you. This shit won't rip! Lunch at your favorite cafe? Brunch with the girls? These stylish ensembles will give you the confidence you need to look and feel your best. Or if you're getting arrested for possession, it comes with a built-in police stick-proof body armor. Keep swinging, pigs! Call now, and your order will come with a complimentary ounce of that dankest bubblegum slurricane that the South has to offer. Don't forget the wall tapestry! If you need to cover your wall, it works!
Hello, my name is Frozen Asian, and I'd like to tell you about my show, The Sunday Night Shit Show, every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Along with good conversations and laughing at funny and weird shit we find on the internet, we also have the Hat Cam, where I showcase my myriad of great-looking hats. Here is a testimonial from a great friend of mine who has enjoyed my hats lately.
I hope your next hat is a bullet. Jesus Christ, what are you, fucking Asian Dick Tracy? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to ruin my evening? Like, I was just gonna listen to my buds do their show, and you just gotta do that. You do the show without the hat.
So you're not enjoying it?
No.
Dude, Asian
come
Dick
on,
Tracy.
secretly you enjoy it.
You look like you're going undercover in Argentina, but it's not working.
I hate you. I hate you.
Oh, come on, you secretly love it.
No, I openly hate it.
And there you have it. So subscribe to the Sunday Night Shit Show at youtube.com/Sunday Night Shit Show. And hope to see you there on Sunday nights. Bye.
Have a good night, Becca.
Feeling depressed? Need someone to tell you it's not okay? Do you like goth public access TV? Then join me for The Big Empty every Sunday at noon. Major_Tom on DLive. with zeros for O's, because everything in your life is that difficult.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
This just in! The global officials that can help all, also known as Got You, have now banned all boogieing and boogie-related movements worldwide. Public safety is the main concern, they say, and people are reminded that boogieing is contagious. Anyone caught boogieing will be dealt with in the harshest terms police have reported. More at 11.
Sometimes this world can get you down. There's just one thing you can do. You gotta get back up and shake it all around. No one's gonna tell me how I'm gonna boogie. Come on, everybody boogie bumper tonight. No one's gonna tell me how I'm gonna boogie. Come on, everybody boogie bumper tonight. No one's gonna tell me how to boogie. Come on, everybody boogie bumper tonight.
Patriots, this is your favorite Southerner, Doc Martin. Just wanted to remind you to put on your calendars to join me and your favorite ne'er-do-well Yankee, Bill D'Angelo, on Saturday nights, beginning with Promises Kept at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by The Speakeasy with all of your favorite Patriots. You never know what we might cuss and discuss.
That's right, Doc Martin. This is everybody's favorite Yankee, Phil D'Angelo speaking. And on Saturday night, we could have Kimmy, Y Censored, affectionately known as Electrolux, the original Grandma, UK Neil, Rusty in his famous sound test show, Coffee Talk with Sandra, Earth Citizen, Stefan, the infamous Grandma Sears, Mac Daddy may even make a show up, or virtually anyone else in the world for some irrelevant fun.
Yankee, you mean some irreverent fun. So be sure to join us on Twitch, Periscope, D-Live, or YouTube.
That's right, Doc. Follow us at Winning TV on all of those channels.
So be sure and put it on your calendar. We'll be looking for you. We'll leave the porch light on.
I still think it's irrelevant fun.
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Hey, I'm back. I'm not going to be on for much longer because, like I said, I just got on here at 6:25 after working from 8 o'clock in the morning. It's been a long day, and I haven't eaten yet. So And I'm drinking beer. It's got malted barley and hops, though. Those are all good for you. Oh, here's something that we're going to get off the crap because I almost got into an Alex Jones rant. But yes, I am joining the dark side. Boogie Bumper is my Sith Lord. Oh, I was virtually black-pilled, but listening to Boogie, I'm getting completely black-pilled. You got to look at both sides of the equation, though. I took a lot of math in college. I went to college for a while. I didn't finish, but in math, you have to balance both sides of the equation. Especially, I took electronics engineering. So, I have a mathematical mind as to why things should work the way they should. They should balance out. So, you have to look at your own side of the equation and say, okay, this is ridiculous, and throw it out. As well as the other side and say, hey, this is ridiculous, and throw it out. Maybe that's what Boogie tries to say when this is the black pill. But I'll play something inspirational, and then we got a funny compilation video from Aussie Man Reviews. We'll do some Australian stuff tonight and stay away from the like Asians? I'm going to stay away from the Asian stuff tonight. Now, a little context here. The churches have been closed in many states. So this church decided we're going to follow the rules and go, oh, thanks, Russ. Beer is good for dinner. We're going to follow the rules and go to church at Walmart because hundreds of people could go to Walmart, right? There's no limit on how many people can be in Walmart. So this church decided we'll hold our service at Walmart. And there's nothing they can do about it. Because they made the rules. So they found a way to get around the rules. What are you going to do? Send the cops in? You can't. They're not breaking any rules. They're wearing their masks. They're at Walmart where you could have hundreds of people. You could have 1,000 people in Walmart. There's no limit on how many people could be in Walmart. So they just went there and just did their church service at Walmart. Brilliant. I think they were there for the entire service. They held an entire church service at the Walmart. What are the cops going to do? They can't do anything about it, right? If you're the store manager, are you going to kick them out? They're all wearing masks, right? There's a mask right there. They're following the rules. Those are the rules they set for us. You can't go to church, but you can have 1,000 people in Walmart. You can have 100,000 at a protest, but you can't bury your grandmother. Enough of the sad stuff. Well, let's get to some Aussie Man Reviews. And this is a fairly long one, so it'll take us probably close to the end of the show.
I don't know how well...
Oh, let me put it up for you, though. That would be good if it was on the right screen, right? Here we go.
I don't know how well you can see it, but next to the grass over there is a brown snake, one of Australia's most venomous. The birds around it are going fucking mental, trying to pick a fight, which I do not recommend. Oh no, it's an innocent geriatric. Look out, dickhead, veer left. Don't go. Oh, he boots it in the guts. The snake is in shock. There's a standoff now, and the old timer kicks it in its fucking face. Nothing is coming between this bloke and his 10 a.m. mid-strength beer at the Bowls Club. He is moving like a cat, agile, no fear. Look at him now. He's like, I don't want to be late for my date with Barbara. Fucking watch it, Sonny. I was concerned for this old wanker when he dawdled in from the left, but he gets such a quick, confident kick into the snake's belly, it leaves me wondering why I did ever doubt the cunt. And then he follows up, bang, massive kick to the snake's mouth. He has ninja-like precision, fucking timing. Look at that, Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, Tai Chi, motherfucker. Jackie Chan needs to get this bloke in his next action comedy. They'd be a sensational duo. And the snake knows it's defeated. He knows he's fucking got it. He was in World War II. He knows when to show the enemy mercy. He doesn't need to go for a full-blown execution. The snake is going to piss off to its dark lair and rethink its actions. Well, he goes in to drain the main vein, grab another shandy, and have a chat to Barbara. He gives hope to all old people around the world. You do not need to go quietly into the night, into your deathbed. Ah, fuck yes, everyone. I have finally found the missing ingredient in my empty life. Bloody hobby horses. You don't need to feed them. They don't shit everywhere. Fuck real horses. You can get all your mates together and hit the town. This fella is like, follow me, honourable gentlemen. Let's go pick up some chicks. These young ladies have decided to start a posse. They're going to help local police clean up the city. I reckon they'll do a better job than the Punisher and even Batman. You got to be dedicated though. These agility courses are where you'll learn most of your tricks. This Sheila is building up to a steady gallop. She burns round the corner. Here's a massive jump and another one and another. There's a hard left and the horse is going too fast. If you're not in it for the thrills, kills and Sunday pills, you can just focus on doing a bit of prancing. The judges fucking love it. Yeah, this is still really good exercise for you and your horse. You might even win a trophy. Oh, you can even go through the water. That's it. I'm getting a fucking hobby horse. Who's with me? Who's in me posse? Come on. Howdy, cat. I'm just here for me toy. If you don't mind, I can grab it and then I'll be on my way. You don't need to supervise me. I can do it independently. I am a big boy, or I can come back later. I can book an appointment. Although I really shouldn't have to book an appointment because it is my toy. It was a Christmas present. Sally and Tom love me. There's nothing I can do about that. They just, maybe you could help me, or you could move, or either way, you could just stop fucking staring at me because it's making me a little stressed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell. I panicked. Panicking is a very human trait that was uncharacteristic of me. So, yeah, I mean, you're not using the toy. I can smell it. Oh, I can fucking smell it. Just let me have it. I mean, it's my toy. It's my toy. Yes, I got the fucking toy. See ya. This is the sport where grown men are praised for smashing their remote control cars, aka paradise. Look at the fucking focus. This fella could end up with a backache. Unfortunately, his robot gets shit mixed into the wall. Seriously, Minotaur has no gadgets. Blacksmith has a hammer. Oh, I take it back. He can fucking electrocute wankers. Blacksmith is now discombobulated and going spastic. He's like an undisciplined erection. No shame in whipping it out all the time, but has a terrible hit rate. He manages to get Minotaur cornered into a double pounding. Blacksmith loses a bumper though and runs away looking for a panel beater. He is absolutely shitting bricks. He finally gets a hit, still shits bricks. Minotaur chucks a Yui oi, massive hang time. You know, he's more like a cockroach than a fucking minotaur. Call him a cocktaur. Blacksmith simply cannot crush him. He needs a pest control button or a big shoe. Oh, he's lost his hammerhead. He's left with nothing but a dodgy, flimsy stick. Minotaur's driver is frothing at the mouth. He is out for blood and scrap metal from this point. He says, oi, blacksmith, how would you like a ticket to destination fuck? And there it is. He explodes, the cumbersome cunt. Game over. Back to the garage for some upgrades. All he can say is fuck as he watches Minotaur show off with a bunch of handstands. What a bloody focused athlete. Is that a chew toy or a living creature? Fuck, I've slid in. I didn't want to go this far in. Oh, holy shit, he just blinked at me. That's definitely not a toy. I repeat, that is not a toy. It's one of those reptilian lizard motherfuckers that descended from dinosaurs. He's gonna eat me alive. He's making the water rise using only his mind. I have to get the fuck out of here. Actually, I have to try not to panic. I need to calm down. I think I'm fucking panicking too much. Doug is tired of living in a restrictive magpie society, so he's gonna shake shit up, and he instantly garners attention. Chad is like, what are you doing? What do you call this, you dickhead? Doug is like, I don't know, I just made it up. Oh, you just made it up, did you? Fucking fancy bird with an imagination. Did the committee approve this? Oh, get fucked, Chad. Get fucked, he says. What about the time you turned your feathers into a mohawk? That was individuality. Nah, get down. Don't fucking peck me. Get down. Nah, 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 get down. Nah. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're annoying. Fucking, I'm doing this for your own good, mate. Oh, why is everyone's idea of fun swooping humans? Can't we do different shit? Fuck you. Oh, you'll thank me later, mate. Have a gander at these skills with a rifle. I can do this shit with a broom or a rake, but I haven't tried it with a firearm before. Oh, he passes it to his teammate. That's good, unselfish sportsmanship. This guy is going fucking mental, absolutely showing off to the tourists, hoping to get laid, and there's the pass back, and they've made a mess of it. This is awkward. The show-off is like, I'm just gonna slowly move towards it. Sure, I don't have my camo gear, but if there's no sudden movements, the tourists won't notice. I've left my posse. The payload has been retrieved. Good. And now, same thing going back. Move like a gentle breeze, like a little Chinese ninja in the middle of the night. And now I'm gonna carefully turn back time and try this cunt of a trick shot again. Here we go. Oh, fuck me, dead piece of fucking shit. Keith, I'm just going to come over and hand it back to you, mate. I'll buy you a new one, or we can steal one from the enemy. Whatever. I need a pint. Let's have a cheeky squiz at what's happening in Poland. This bloke is looking for something to do. He wants to create new opportunities, so he starts smashing windows. It takes a lot of skill and talent to successfully smash windows. Actually, no, it doesn't. This guy says, leave that window alone. What did the window ever do to you? The smasher yells, are you a fucking window lover? Do you enjoy looking at your reflection? Well, I don't mind it. I'm not against it. Windows are our friends for the most part. The smasher ignores him and continues perfecting his craft. He starts picking on a fresh window. That window says, fuck you. He says, nah, fuck you. He's very thorough. What if this tracksuit pant motherfucker actually put energy into helping society? Nah, he wouldn't do that. Now he has to run away because he knows he's a dickhead, and BAM! He gets transported to destination fucked. The person in the red car is like, Zayabishta, but it will be a relief when they find out they've done a good thing. It's very rare you get to hit someone with your car and come out on top morally. I'm sure the window abuser is laying there reflecting and thinking about his actions. Actually, nah, he's probably not. Welcome back to the bloody Netherlands for another big marble race. Today's track is epic as fuck. Plus the sun is shining, there's very little wind, it's perfect conditions. I don't know about your balls, but mine are tingling with excitement. Down at ground level, the athletes are greased up and ready to roll. Place your bets now. 3, 2, 1, and they fucking bust out of the gate. Everyone appears to be going slow and steady early on. Pine Lime uses his fat ass to block Two-Face on the bridges. Over over to camera 2 and we can see that Green Swirl is running away with the race. As we know, Greenie has had some family tragedies off the track and he really wants to dedicate a win to his late mother. One ball that's happy to shit on a sentimental, meaningful victory, though, is Pine Lime. All Pine Lime has to say is, how did she die again, mate? And he's taken the lead. But Greenie won't go down without a fight, and he rams Pine Lime. He tries to yell out a "your mum is so fat" joke, but he stutters and breaks down. The fella is in tears. Pine Lime malevolently laughs his way down the track. This cunt really has no backstory other than being a well-funded rich kid. Hopefully this log crushes him. Bugger, he made it. Fuck, I hate him. Here comes Two-Face. Oh, he makes a big statement by punching out the camera. He's catching up using Mario Kart shortcuts. He uses all his mushrooms for acceleration, but Lime is a slippery bastard to try and overtake. Two-Face gets right up his ass. He can basically lick the citrus from the crack. But yeah, nah, he just can't get in front. As we know, Two-Face is a lot more cautious these days. He's had a lot of concussions. This brutal sport has made him dead from the neck up. Lime comes to a fork and he crashes! Holy fuck balls! Two-Face is too dumb to take the underpass. They're bogged like a couple of dickheads, and here comes the Rolling Dutchman. He's more than happy to scoot underneath them. This wanker got his name from rolling fat joints in the cafes of Amsterdam. He has never ever won a race. I don't think he knows he's going to win this one, but what a marvellous effort from the Rolling Dutchman. And here's Rainbow Heart. She's flying down for second. Even Greenie manages to come in third. Go fuck a duck, Pine Lime. The crowd goes wild, an attendance of 28 people, fuck yes. Look at these blokes, absolutely losing their shit, contemplating flashing their titties. What a wonderful day in the Netherlands. It is dead serious over at the ping pong. Here is a massive yet delicate serve, some gentle returns, but now shit is fucking speeding up. Nigeria is under the pump. Singapore is coming hard. Both men are very experienced when it comes to handling their paddles and balls. The Singaporean has a ferocious wrist action, while the Nigerian has a little more rhythm. They're now saying fuck you, nah, fuck you, nah, fuck you, nah, fuck you. And it truly is a battle of endurance. This is no whimsical backyard party game. It is a sport for fucking titans. Oh, there it is! Singapore has gone and fucked it, blew their load. Nigeria had a lot more self-control. Overall, it was an amazing deadlock, and it's Forrest Gump who will be jizzing in his pants. I believe we are in one of those states some Americans call a flyover state. I don't know if that's code for fucking shithole. Anyway, there's an angry bull. This is going to be exciting. The humans want it to play a game of soccer. Instead, he says, eat a bag of dicks. He tries to pop the bubble wrap force field thing, but it's a no-go. The ball comes back into play. Only one dude gives a shit, while another player takes a flight to destination fucked. Wowee. He wanted a holiday. He packed his bags, renewed his passport, and the bull fucking delivered a business class ticket. Accommodation, all meals inclusive. Honestly, I am still trying to figure out how humans have made it all the way to 2017. We are a special group. Here we have a Sheila enjoying her yoga out in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. She's managed to attract quite a crowd. Sure, it's a very fucking confused crowd, but it's a crowd nonetheless. She closes up a massive spready and tries a new position. This one goes off in front of giraffes. The cows don't give a shit though. They are as snobby as a fucking Cannes Film Festival audience towards a Netflix movie. She decides to confront them with a complete 180 spready to the gods, but they're like, look, we just want to eat our lunch. Maybe try the horses down the road.
That's
I reckon
right,
those fucking show ponies would love this. She wants to try one last move to win them over. Look at her back bending. As a human, I say 10 out of 10. That is fucking brilliant. When I think of myself as a cow, however, I don't know. It's hard to know what just happened. They appear to be paranoid, suspicious, and confused. I would argue they are as bloody frightened as that time they found a turtle in the paddock. back in February, many of them still cannot talk about that day. So yeah, overall, I don't think these cows will adopt yoga and handstands into their society. They don't like change. They don't like new things. And they probably just don't fucking have the skills. Or do they?
Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. Gonna end a little early. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm starving. I'm tired. Please share the show out. And don't forget, we're on Twitter at winningtv_ and parlay at winningtv. And if you want to become a Patreon, I have updated the site. And I've been adding videos to the site, so I will upload this show, and if you want to contribute, you can go do Streamlabs. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday night with Doc Martin and Speakeasy afterward at 9 o'clock until God knows when. We will catch you all later. Thank you. Thank you, fascists. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:30. I will be on. Opening the chest now.
You know what happened in the evening when you started to fade away. Now my heart says you're leaving. I hope to see you again someday. Why did it have to happen? Why did it end this way? You know I miss you every moment. Doesn't matter if it's night, doesn't matter if it's day. can't stop the pain inside. This is a last goodbye. Who's to say it's wrong or